What's up, historians? I'm Smith McNeill, and this is Echoes of Freedom. Together, we'll travel to America's most iconic places, uncover hidden stories, and bring the past to life. From the voices of everyday heroes to the legends we thought we knew, we'll listen to the echoes of freedom that shaped our nation. So get ready to explore, learn, and celebrate American history, one story at a time. Alright guys, so we're here up on top of the Little Round Top right now. This is one of the most critical defensive positions during the Battle of Gettysburg. There's a lot of action that's going to happen right here, especially in here behind me, just down the mountain there. We've got Devil's Den, we've got the wheat field, we've got the peach orchard. So there's a lot that's going to go on just around this spot on day 2 of the battle. But one of the most important things that happens is going to be right over here, and we're just going to take a walk that direction. And I'm going to talk to you as we walk about what happens most prominently here at the Battle of Little Round Top. And it's going to be that the 20th Maine is going to withhold the extreme left of the Union line. So the Union line is going to span behind us far that way, past where we've been earlier, talking about the Confederate lines and talking about day 3 of the battle. Sorry, we're kind of jumping around here. We'll just get the things as we come around to them. But it goes around the extreme left of the Union line. It comes all the way out this way, and we're just going to walk down here and walk right over. I'm going to kind of talk as we walk. On the afternoon of July the 2nd of 1863, the Confederate forces launched a fierce attack right here on Middle Round Top. Watch your step there, Josh. And it's on the extreme left of the Union flank, which is going to be right up here on Middle Round Top. It's actually right here across the street. We're going to make our way across. Just kind of watch your step as you're walking. There's some trip hazards around here. Middle Round Top, it's a really rocky hill. You've seen pictures of it. I'll probably try to pop up a picture here on the screen so you can see it. We're just going to continue making our way to go right across here into the extreme left of the Union lines. But it's a very rocky hill with a sweeping view of the surrounding ground, as you saw when we were up there at the edge of Little Round Top just a moment ago. So we're walking over here to the extreme left flank of the Union line, and this is where Colonel Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain with the 20th Maine is going to be positioned to hold down the extreme left. Now, you hear me say extreme left over and over and over again. You're asking, what exactly is the extreme left of the Union line? What does extreme left mean? Well, that means beyond this point, there is nothing left of the Union Army. This is where the Union Army ends. And so as we walk out here, it's kind of a fishhook pattern. So the Union Army comes straight down, and then it circles around here to come right into this point. As you can see on this sign here, it says, hold the line, 4:30 p.m. We're going to walk into that direction. It's over in these woods that this action is going to take place. But all through the woods here would be lined with the less than 300 men of Colonel Chamberlain's 20th Maine. They have been in combat multiple times. They had over 1,000 men in 1862, and by the time they get here, there was less than 300 of them. Now, they did pick up some additional with some POWs that were brought in. By POWs, it was a couple men from the 2nd Maine Regiment, 120 to be exact, who had signed 3-year papers, and when the 2nd Maine disbanded, because everybody had signed 2-year enlistments, these men still had another year to serve. And with the 20th Maine being the only other Maine regiment in that brigade, or in that corps, they were sent over to 20th Maine. Now, all except 6 voted to pick up the rifle and fight with the 20th Maine here at the Battle of Gettysburg. So that grew the number to probably around 400 men. So there's probably about 400 men just right here in these woods. And you can see, if we pan the camera around, you can see the wall that they are going, and the earthworks they're going to be hiding behind. So this is the extreme left of the Union line. And this is kind of where we're going to take a stopping point just right down here as we see this memorial marker. And it's going to say on it, 20th Maine Infantry, July 2nd. And this is where the 20th Maine would have been. Matter of fact, if you look down there, you can see that tall pillar. That is the end of the line of the 20th Maine. So from this point down to there, that is it. And all through here is going to be an onslaught of Texans and Alabamians all afternoon. They have been trying their hardest to come up this hill. On the other side, there's Big Round Top, and they were unable to take that. But they were trying their hardest to get up this hill, assault after assault after assault. They come up through the woods here, and the 20th Maine just knock them down. It gets to the point that the 20th Maine gets low on ammunition, and I'm going to check back to my notes here just to make sure I'm staying on pace. So as I said, they were faced repeated attacks over and over and over, and then eventually they were getting low on ammo, and they're like, what are we going to do? Well, Chamberlain does the unthinkable. He orders a bayonet charge, a right wheel sweep bayonet charge. So what that means is that they're going to swing down like a door. It actually comes from the left side, and so they're swinging to the right, from left to right wheel sweep. This side, as soon as they came up, he orders the bayonet charge. The far left side of the Union line sweeps down like a door and kind of sweeps in this way, and then Chamberlain orders the rest of the men to go straight down. So it's kind of like a big U shape, and they just overwhelm the remaining bit of Confederate forces to try that last attack, causing them to surrender, run away, and ended that attack, securing this line and holding it, giving the Union the advantage at the end of day 2, where they could hold Little Round Top and the high ground and keep the Confederates from getting in behind the Union lines. This defense here at Little Round Top prevented Lee's army from breaking through and gaining the decisive victory at Gettysburg. And it's going to take us into day 3. If you saw in the last video, we talked about Pickett's charge, and this is what's going to lead us into day 3, because they cannot get the high ground for Lee to win the day. If this hill had fallen to the Confederacy, the South very well could have won. Excuse me. The South very well could have won this battle right here on day 2 of Gettysburg. But because the 20th Maine was able to hold this position and keep the Confederate forces out, it was able to give the Union another day to fight. Today, Little Round Top stands as a monument of leadership, determination, and bravery of ordinary soldiers in extraordinary pressure. And that's what we see right here on this mountain. It's so full of history. There are monuments everywhere, but there's nothing like standing on top of Little Round Top, knowing what happened here 162 years ago, and being able to see history with my own eyes, your own eyes, and experience what it would have looked like, what it actually does look like to stand here in the footsteps of the soldiers who fought here to defend our freedom and our country and the rights that we have today, especially going into this 4th of July weekend.